The Enhanced American Express Business Gold Card is designed to take your business further. It's packed with benefits like 4 times points that adapt to your top 2 eligible spending categories every month on up to $150,000 in purchases per year. And up to $395 in annual statement credits on eligible purchases at select business merchants. The Amex Business Gold Card, now smarter and more flexible. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/businessgoldcard.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Dr. Shonda.
I'm Chanel.
And you're listening to the Double Dose Podcast, where we're one set of twins
with 2 different perspectives.
Chanel,
listen.
It's our first episode.
As what?
The Revolt Podcast Network.
Talent.
Listen,
can we just give the Lord a hand clap of praise for that?
Because seriously, yeah, like I think that you got the hand claps in. Can't hear it.
We're using some new technology. Listen, if you haven't noticed, if you're not watching the visuals, we've upgraded immensely.
Yes.
We're here in our bros studio. JR, shout out to JR. Can we give the Lord a hand clap of praise for Brother JR?
Yes. And one thing I keep telling Chanel about, show my She's cuffing it like, listen, like this is not church. You don't gotta cuff your mic.
I'm sorry. Was that too loud, bro? No? Okay.
Jeez. But yes, we're on the Revolt Podcast Network. How do you feel?
Listen, this is amazing. This feels great. It feels amazing to have such a dope brand, such a reputable brand behind us and believe in our vision, believe in what we have to offer, and believe in our gift.
It's really refreshing because I know like we've been in this space as influencers, lifestyle bloggers, if you will, or even from that faith-based perspective. We've been doing this for a while.
Years.
Yeah.
People don't know, like it all started with the mobile app that we created back in 2017.
Yep.
And that's when we started to get our following. So like we not new to this.
We're not new to this. Like this has definitely been something we've been investing in for a minute. And it just feels good to just have our voices amplified on this network.
Absolutely.
So shout out to the Revolt family. We here, y'all.
Shout out to Revolt.
It's lit. So and we're gonna be having a launch party, right?
We are going to have a launch party. We are going to explore some different dates and options, but we would love to have you there. So make sure y'all pull up.
We can't wait. We got to figure out dates though. But
right.
Y'all are definitely invited, especially our day ones. So make sure y'all tune in.
Super excited.
Yes. So, we got some updates. It's been a while since we've been on the podcast.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
The last episode was in March, I believe.
Yes.
We're now in May.
Mm-hmm.
Took a little break.
Did take a much needed, necessary break.
Much needed.
And we'll definitely tell you guys more about what was going on once we're just ready to talk about it. But we're still in the process of processing, and that is okay.
That is okay. Human. And you know what? It's okay not to be okay. I think that's a great segue into what you've been up to.
Yeah. Well, I thought we were going to save that for the next episode.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was on here.
No.
Okay.
Okay. So what we've been up to, though.
Yes.
We've been to Africa.
We went to the Motherland.
The Motherland.
And let me tell y'all this.
They love us in Africa.
They love us in Africa.
Child.
They want us to move there.
No, they do.
And I would consider it.
My friends is still hitting me up in WhatsApp. Like the people we met, the locals. Yeah. We exchanged information on WhatsApp. We still connected with them.
They loved us.
They love us. So going to Africa was such a beautiful experience. It was a short trip because of situations that we had.
Yeah.
But I will say we definitely got the full on Africa experience, if you will.
Oh yeah. We packed so much in that little bit of time.
Yeah.
Like people on my job thought I was there for weeks.
Because of how much we did.
Everything I was posting and stuff, but it was literally a couple days. It was like an extended weekend.
Yeah. But I think we did good for only being there for a couple of days.
Yeah.
There were things that we loved about Africa. There were things that were not so lovable.
Yes.
But we still love it.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about it. All right. So first things first.
So what did you love?
I definitely loved the food.
What type of food?
Like the traditional stuff that we had there, like the steamed biscuits. It was a type of fish that I had out there.
Hake
fish.
That was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just, the food was lit. I just enjoyed the food.
The food was good.
You know what was crazy though, Chanel? What? Even in Africa, like going to what we would call like the corner store, even the corner stores was lit. Like they would have like the Afro beats playing.
Everywhere had Afro beats.
Like it was literally
Okay, so when we got in our first Uber ride, when we just landed, we got in our Uber's car. First of all the Uber drivers are nice. We got in the Uber driver's car and he was playing Essence by Wizkid.
Child, the brunch anthem.
The DC brunch anthem. And he asked when we got in the car, he was like, I hope y'all are okay with my music. We was like, what?
This is what we listen to.
Yes,
in America.
This is very popular in America, sir, if you didn't know. And he was
surprised at how popular Afro beats was in America.
He didn't know.
Especially Essence. Like, you can't go to Nair brunch without hearing Essence. You can't go to Nair Black event without hearing Essence by Wizkid, right?
Right. Afro beats has us all in the chokehold right now. And I hope it's an ongoing thing.
I hope so, too.
Yeah.
I hope so, too. And you know, like I think that was just so interesting, the fact that like the music we listen to here, the music they listen to there, like it's just all inclusive.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I have a problem with like the diaspora wars, but
on TikTok.
It's so annoying.
Weird energy.
It's very much weird energy.
Yeah.
Like it's just, you're not really African, or if you're African American, you're not.
Oh, baby, you couldn't tell me that when I was in Africa.
Child.
Cause, honey, everybody thought we was from Africa.
They sure did.
They thought we was, hey, where y'all from? America. What? They would be so surprised. They thought we were from there.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that. Okay, another portion that you liked. What was that you liked?
Oh, the one thing that I loved is hearing when individuals that live there asked us if we came for the first time, we say yes, they would say welcome home. That was like a great feeling.
Yeah, it always gave me chills.
Yeah, like it was yeah.
Cause it was like, Chanel, even like touching down on the soil, I'm just like, wow, this is the land from which my ancestors were stolen. Like
I'm literally home. This is where my roots are. This is where. Like this is where my features came from. Like,
this is who I am.
This is who I am.
And it felt so good being there, as opposed to, being in America, you often experience feeling like you don't belong, especially being a black person in this country.
Exactly.
Feeling like you don't belong, feeling like you're not accepted, out of place, right? But like having that transition to being in Africa, like the origin of it all, the origin of humanity,
literally the motherland. Everybody's mother. Everybody. I don't care what you look like. Humanity started in Africa.
Child.
So it felt amazing being there.
Chanel, like it was ridiculous. And so like even thinking about how we kind of connected with some of the locals, like that I would say was definitely a monumental experience.
Like what?
Like just just walking down the street and just people like, oh, you have twins, and just kind of engaging in that.
Yeah, that was dope.
Even like like listening to the music and like dancing and stuff. Like they were teaching us some of their dances.
It was so cool.
We were teaching them some of ours. And the crazy thing is, shout out to Lisa the Baddest on TikTok, my homegirl I met on TikTok. She has a series on TikTok about how like Black American dances, it can be traced back to different origins in Africa.
That's what's up. But she said it's depending on the region, right?
Yeah.
Like, so how you dance in Baltimore or how you dance even in Wilmington, Delaware can be traced back to
Africa.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, we was teaching our friends that we met in Africa the Delaware two-step.
The Delaware two-step, yeah.
We was teaching them like the Delaware
First
two-step.
of all, you can take the girls out of Delaware, but you will never take the Delaware out the girls, okay? We was in Africa teaching them
the Delaware two-step. And when we was like dancing or whatever, like they were doing it, like, but it looked very much, I'm like, this looks like it's y'all's dance.
Right, this, yeah.
I think there's some validity to what Lisa the Baddest was saying.
Absolutely.
Like, our dances are so ingrained in our culture, and what she said it so eloquently, like, you can take the people from the culture, but you can't take the culture from the people.
Yeah, and like we saw that all up and through our trip.
All up and through
100%.
We went on a safari.
Love the safari.
We went on a safari.
We had to get up at the crack
of
dawn.
It was like 5.
We had to get up and be downstairs at 5 a.m. The van didn't pull up till what, 6?
Yeah, we took a van.
First, the van came. We booked this excursion. The van came and picked us up.
The van.
They left the first time.
They did,
because they tried to say they tried to say we weren't there, but we were.
We took the van. We were on the way to the safari, and let me tell you,
that took like over an hour, right?
I don't think they have like police for traffic in Africa.
They have.
Like, I don't know if that's a thing.
It's not. And correct me if I'm wrong, JR. What I heard is they have police, but the police really don't care like that.
When it comes, especially with like traffic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I promise you, our driver was going anywhere between 90 to 110.
Yo, Prime members, so check this out. We are here to talk about our favorite thing in the world, and that is Amazon Prime.
That's right. We all have different interests, but there's one thing that brings us together. Prime.
As members ourselves, we found ways to maximize our Prime benefits to get the most out of our passions.
From fast and free shipping, streaming of movies and music, and even exclusive deals and discounts, Prime has it all.
And what's great is that you can use all of these services to elevate your hobbies and interests.
Whether you're a bookworm, a fitness fanatic, or a gaming guru, Prime has something for everyone. I promise you that.
So go ahead, explore and indulge in all that Prime has to offer. We promise you won't be disappointed.
Time to get more out of whatever you're into. Prime. And that's that on that.
And y'all.
A van.
A van.
With people in there.
Many people.
And mind you, we was the only black ones.
We was the only two black ones.
So that was a little reassuring. Like, they not going to let us get in an accident with all these white people in this van.
Right.
That would be a liability for them.
It would make them look so bad.
Right. But that was the only thing keeping me sane, right? But on our way back, it was pouring down raining.
You couldn't see in front of you.
You literally could not see.
You couldn't see in front of you.
Because that Africa rain is different. In South Africa. It was their rain season. Johannesburg. And she, the driver,
the man of God.
Yeah. That didn't
slow him down.
You would think that would slow somebody down. Beloved was still going about a good 80 to 90 in the rain. And I couldn't see nothing.
Everybody was just up, gripping their seats.
We were just all like looking. Are we going to make it?
Yes.
Like, when I tell you my life was flashing before my eyes.
Listen.
Child.
But I kept falling asleep. Because I was like.
We were tired.
Yeah.
I could not fall asleep with him driving like that.
Yo. It was wild.
Really wild.
It was like they were literally turning beet red.
Oh, yeah.
How nervous they were.
Yeah. But. Yeah. And, so that the safari was cool, though.
The safari was
outside of the ride.
We saw lions, tigers. No, tigers are not.
Okay.
In Africa.
You're right. We saw
lions.
No,
tigers are not in Africa.
Okay. So we saw.
Are they?
I'm serious.
I thought they were in like India.
Aren't they a part of the Big Five?
No, tigers are not a part of the Big Five. It's lions, zebras, elephants, giraffes, and rhinos. Yeah, that's the Big Five, and we saw all of them.
Okay. Yeah, it was. The safari was beautiful though. The lion, bro. That lion. So we were all on. So this is an open safari. So the animals are just roaming. So we get a call on the walkie-talkie. Our driver did, and he was like, "Yo, it's about to be a live kill.
We see some lions.
Yeah, we see some lions.
We see some lions. Y'all pull up."
And so it's some zebra there, and then it's a group of lions. So we're near the lions. The zebra, I would say.
Wait, hold on. First of all, we're on the other side of the park.
Yeah,
we're on the other side of the park. So Mr. Safari Man gets the phone call. Hey, y'all pull up. We about to see some lions. Okay, bet. Hangs up. Mr. Safari Man speeds yet again.
Yeah.
Going about 80, 90 miles an hour in a safari. And mind y'all, this is an open Jeep, so we like all like this. It was wild.
Yeah.
So he speeds to get us to see the lions. I was like, I don't know if I want to see lions that bad, but
I want to live.
Yeah.
So we get to see the lions. We're there. So we spotted zebras before we even saw the lions. By the time we saw the lions had spotted the zebras. Yep. And so you can see like the lion started to lock in on the zebra.
Yep.
He was like coming up on them. Our tour guide was like, all right, y'all, we might see a live kill, just so y'all are aware. So we sitting there waiting for a good 20 minutes. The lion just prowling, just getting close to the zebra. And then he was like, all right, everybody, please be quiet because you don't want to start.
I know where you're going with this, and I got very annoyed all over again.
Can you tell the story,
bro? All right, yes. The whole time he's sitting here telling us, first of all, y'all gotta be quiet. It's a safari. Like, the animals are gonna get scared, so don't make no sudden movements, and you gotta just keep quiet. So we get to the lions. Everybody's anticipating seeing the lions. The lions is like the biggest attraction of a safari.
And it was Sunday, so they don't really see a whole lot of lions.
They don't come out on Sunday, so this is a rare occasion. So we're all sitting here looking and observing at these beautiful lions. Yeah. It's dead silent. It's about 7 safari cars all lined up.
All quiet.
Very quiet. You can hear a pin drop. We're just looking at the lions. Hear this one go. Achoo!
But y'all, how was I supposed to hold my sneezing?
Why would you sneeze on a safari?
You know you can have an aneurysm when you hold your sneezing.
Why would you sneeze on a safari?
Listen, if I gotta sneeze, I gotta sneeze.
You ruined everybody's trip. You did. Everybody was so excited to see the lions.
But the lions stayed, so that's all that matters.
Luckily they didn't attack us.
Okay. Y'all, if I have to sneeze, I'm sneezing. I'm not gonna hold my sneeze in.
Hold it on a safari, bro. They said quiet down.
I don't know what y'all want me to do. Like, I'm sneezing. Like, what do you want me to do?
Anyway.
Child. But yeah, so the safari was fun. I thought that was hilarious afterward.
I was so mad.
But
I was so embarrassed more than anything.
Yeah, you were. I'm like, why? Like, it's a natural human reaction, okay?
You had to be the one.
But y'all, we were sitting there waiting for 20 minutes for this live kill. Eventually, so the lion sneaks up behind the car. He goes through the woods to go through the bushes. He's locked in on the zebra. He's about to get real close to the zebra. Eventually, the zebra sees him.
Right, and starts to run.
We did all that. But
at least we saw the lions.
Yeah.
That was cool. But anyway.
Yeah. Another cool part of Africa. We are both 2-time. No, you're a 2-time.
No,
I'm a 1-time.
I'm a 2-time TEDx speaker. I think we need to give the Lord a hand clap of praise for that. Can we clap it up from your seats? Yes, there we go. Yes, Chanel S. Reynolds has now spoken on 2 TED Talks. And this accomplishment also catapulted me into the international speaker category. So the price has my price has officially went up.
Our price has officially went up.
Okay.
Listen, no, for real, that was dope. So we both got to speak in South Africa for TED Talks.
Yes.
So what did you talk about?
I spoke about how to navigate the workplace as a woman.
Yes. And I spoke about navigating parenthood in Black communities and what that means for individuals of the African diaspora.
Love it.
So yeah, it was really dope.
It was. And I was really strategic about my topic because it was Women's History Month, so I wanted it to make sense, especially me being in diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was dope. It was really, really dope. Okay, so we talked about the great things about the beautiful motherland. Alright, so what were some of the not so great things that we observed?
The number one thing I would say is, so we know that the individuals, the locals, thought that we were from Africa.
But you know, that's something we often get.
Even out here.
In DC especially.
Because
it's heavy in like East African culture. It's a lot of like Eritrean, Ethiopian. And because of like our eyes and some of our facial features, people ask us all the time, like, are y'all Ethiopian? Right. Are y'all like Eritrean? Or like, is there some sort of like linkage there? Right. And I always say, child, I don't know.
Right. The way my
ancestry is set up. Could be a little bit of everything in there. Yes. Even though Kai, our youngest sister, did her ancestry. Yes. She had Somali in her ancestry. So probably, I mean, we have the same parents. But but anyway, yeah. So we often get asked like, what parts of Africa are we from because of like our facial features, eyes, things of that nature. So when we were in Africa,
we got asked the same question. There was this one encounter with a man, and
it wasn't just one. Well, for me, it wasn't just one.
That one comment?
Yeah, I heard that more than once in Africa.
I heard it once. I heard it once. Now, you saying we heard it multiple times?
I don't know if you was there, but there was more than one time people said that.
Okay, well, what we're talking about is, okay, they would ask the questions like, hey, where y'all from, blah, blah, blah. Oh, y'all are so pretty. Cool.
Where y'all from? We're from America. Oh, really?
Y'all are pretty to be from America.
Right. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Like,
it's the to be from America, you're beautiful.
Yeah. Which reminded us, it gave us some trauma, some American trauma, because here in the land of the free, Black people hear that also. Y'all are pretty to be, dark skin. Y'all are pretty to be X. Y'all are, like, Black women often hear how we're exceptionally pretty, right? How we're pretty, but we shouldn't be pretty because of,
being black.
Right, and being black.
I actually, before I even went to Africa, I made a post about that on TikTok. Somebody had commented that.
Oh, yes.
I told you, like, this is something that's, like, rooted in, like, the diaspora. But somebody had commented on one of my pictures and was like, yo, you're so pretty. Are you black? Like, are you Black American? And I made an educational video, like, that's an inappropriate comment. Even though I understand where you're coming from, because people ask me all the time. They ask me if I'm Ethiopian or whatever. People ask me that all the time. I'm not offended by that. But it's
right.
are you black? Like, you're pretty to be Black.
Right.
American.
That's what we're trying to get to. That's
right.
That's not cool.
It's problematic and rooted in white supremacy.
Absolutely.
And so that was just interesting to have that same encounter in Africa.
Right.
Which goes to our next point. Like, we were talking, and white supremacy is still very much a real thing in
alive
Africa.
And well. It's not just here in America.
No.
It's definitely in Africa
Absolutely.
too.
And we were talking to, like, our Uber driver.
Another cool Uber driver.
Mm-hmm. Our Uber driver was basically like, we still experience hardship in Africa pertaining to discrimination and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there are parts in Africa where Black people are not allowed in South Africa.
Yes, yeah.
He
also said some problematic things too himself.
Yeah,
he made comments like, "Oh yeah, like light-skinned women will like take all your money or something like that." It was like, hold up, what?
Yeah, but. He definitely did that, and I definitely want to get there.
He was dope. He was
dope.
Amazing.
I definitely want to get there, but do you remember what he was saying about, like, the Black people? There's the parts of Africa he was referring to when he said Black people aren't allowed there. He was like, you can't drive on a specific highway, right. And there's like a certain area that you can't.
I don't remember.
Like, even today.
Yeah.
But you do remember him saying that, right?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
JR, are you aware of the area in South Africa? I don't know if it's, like, well known, where Black people aren't allowed.
Still aren't allowed.
Yeah. I gotta figure that out, but it will be he was talking a lot about that.
Yeah, it's wild.
Wow. But yeah, so he was definitely making some, like, colorist comments or whatever about, the difference between light skin, dark skin. He said, like, in America, y'all are probably considered, like, maybe brown skin or like brown or whatever, but here we would call y'all yellow bone. And I told you again, but people called us yellow in Africa. Like, oh, y'all are beautiful, yellow.
Yo, yeah.
You don't remember that?
Yes, it's coming back to me.
Yeah. So, see, you be missing some of this stuff, but you be missing it. But I be peeping it. Like, it's definitely there and alive.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Africa's still very much beautiful. I love the people. I love the culture. But it really goes back into the statement about how white supremacy has impacted us globally.
Yes.
Like, you don't escape white supremacy by going to Africa or anywhere else in the country.
Because it's alive and well there.
Period. He was also telling us, like, how skin bleaching is very, very popular. Like,
they even he said they have, like, pills or something that you can take that lightens your skin.
Yeah. And he was saying, like, how he usually tells, like, if a woman is, like, bleaching, like, by looking at her hands or whatever. Like, it's very much, like, a thing in Africa.
That's,
Child.
So we all have our struggles.
Yeah, and again, like, white supremacy, that's what it does.
Right. White supremacy did a number.
Child. On us. Yeah. JR, where are we with time?
22.
22
minutes.
I know.
We need to move on.
No, because I think we talked a good amount about Africa. Should we save the rest for the next episode?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was our trip to Africa.
Yeah.
That's what we've been up to. We wanted to kind of, like, leave you guys off on the note about talking about God's timing.
Yeah. His perfect timing, his aligned timing. One thing that you mentioned, we're in the studio, we've been shooting podcasts all day. You mentioned earlier in your episode, the Paging Dr. Shonda podcast. Make sure y'all tune in.
Period.
You talked about how God's timing is so perfect.
Yeah.
And you talked about how we were experiencing such a tough time in our lives at one point. But before that, we've been meeting with Revolt, right? We talked about Revolt, how we just signed with Revolt. And what you all don't know is this podcast signing deal has been 6 months in the making, right? We've been working with them and talking to them since last year. And of course, the natural side of us, were like, hey, why isn't this happening sooner? Like, come on, like, let's get this contract done. But that wasn't God's timing. And like I said, we experienced this really tough time in our lives, and the day after everything happened, that's when the contract came over.
Right, because Chanel, can you imagine, like, if we had signed that contract by, whether it was October, the end of last year, the turmoil, like the harsh emotional experience we would be experiencing trying to create.
It wouldn't have been possible.
Like, between, like, January, February, even that, like, March period when it really got bad, like, it would not have been possible for us to deliver on that contract and produce X amount of episodes.
It wouldn't have been possible for us to deliver in excellence while we were going through what we were going through.
Right.
So God's perfect timing, like, literally the day after, we got an email from Revolt saying, okay, here's the contract. Let's get this on and popping.
But... And I also talked about on the podcast how, like, that's a reminder of how, like, God cares for you even in your tragedy.
Yeah.
He's mindful of you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also a reminder that, like, God operates outside of time, right? Time was made for human beings, right? It was made for us to be able to measure.
Exactly.
But God does not need to measure anything, because why? He's God, right? He's God of the universe, and he lives and operates outside of time.
Right. Omnipresent.
So I know there may be some of you out there who may be rushing something, like, let's say you want to get married, or let's say you want to hurry up and have kids or something like that, and things may not look like it's aligning right now. But the biggest piece of advice that I can give to you is to trust God's timing. God's timing is so perfect.
Period. And on that note,
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Thanks, y'all, for tuning into our first episode back to the Double Dose Podcast. Make sure you tune in on Fridays, where you can catch our audio podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music.
Yes.
Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. We double dosing it.
Thank y'all.
See y'all.
Yo, Prime members, so check this out. We are here to talk about our favorite thing in the world, and that is Amazon Prime.
That's right. We all have different interests, but there's one thing that brings us together: Prime.
As members ourselves, we found ways to maximize our Prime benefits to get the most out of our passions.
From fast and free shipping, streaming of movies and music, and even exclusive deals and discounts, Prime has it all.
And what's great is that you can use all of these services to elevate your hobbies and interests.
Whether you're a bookworm, a fitness fanatic, or a gaming guru, Prime has something for everyone. I promise you that.
So go ahead, explore and indulge in all that Prime has to offer. We promise you won't be disappointed.
Time to get more out of whatever you're into. Prime. And that's that on that.